Greg-Pickel, it's not gonna surprise a lot of Penn State fans, but both Christian Hackenberg and Austin Johnson have officially asked the NFL for a draft evaluation. Wait, that's mine, I'll just turn that off.
Yeah.
Have officially asked the NFL for a draft evaluation. No surprise, they're both talented juniors. They both could leave school and declare for the draft. James Franklin said, though, that yes, he's met with them, they've talked about it. No decision's been made, allegedly, but yeah, the process is underway.
It is, absolutely. We heard Christian Hackenberg address it. He's focused on Georgia. He went very Brady Belichick-esque on that, but really what it comes down to is this. You know, he's done this all year. He doesn't want to take away from his teammates. He doesn't want to take away from the game.
Sure.
He's not going to do it, but the giveaway was James Franklin saying that whenever the news is ready to come out, it'll be released, everyone will be on the same page, it'll come out, and he didn't say this, but a formal setting. I mean,
well, they did it with Deion and Donovan last year when they came out. For me, and we're getting ahead of ourselves, but I just wanted to share, you know, players always can come out and say, I'm going to come back. Mm-hmm. You don't really need to meet with, you know, the NFL to say that.
No.
You know, they both talked about being focused on the present, not the future. The words that have not come out of either one of their mouths is yet that I'm coming back.
Right.
I think that's telling. I could be wrong. But moving on, it was TaxSlayer Bowl Media Day. James Franklin, I thought some of the interesting things that he talked about, you started the conversation, just his thoughts on some of the redshirt freshmen that he thought that are close to being ready to play. They've gained some weight.
Yep.
And one of the guys that he mentioned was the center is Bates.
Yeah, Ryan Bates, yep. Yeah, he was incredibly complimentary of Ryan Bates. It was almost surprising how much. He had mentioned that they almost considered taking his red shirt off.
Yeah.
I don't remember him saying that before this year, but if they really thought about that, I mean, that means he's leaps and bounds ahead of even the redshirt freshman, which really isn't good news, but it's good news in the sense that he could be ready to play that center role next year. They said they would like him at guard, but I don't know if they're going to be able to put him at guard next year. If they're playing him, I think it's going to have to be at center. I mean, that'd be a tough pull for a true redshirt freshman, but at the end of the day, you know, I think it's really interesting. He talked about some of the older kids, the redshirt freshmen, and you know, he seems to be happy with how they're all progressing. I'm still not sure where they're at, though.
Well, Penn State does need help at the center position.
Yep.
He mentioned Bates and he mentioned Gonzalez. What he said about Gonzalez was he's still about the same weight, 330 pounds, but he looks a lot different.
Yep.
They need help inside. I think that's a good omen moving forward. One last thing, Greg, it might sound trivial, but Carl Nassib had an interview with the media after his basically he took a victory lap around the country for his All-American status, and it was deservedly so.
Right.
But lost in the shuffle, and James Franklin talked about it, is he didn't play the last 2 games of the year. I think he was dealing with a lower body injury. From both James Franklin and Carl, very, very strong indications that he's going to be ready to go and at full strength for the Georgia game. They're going to need him.
Yeah, they're absolutely going to need him against that offense. Yeah, I think that the words was, you know, extremely glad to have him back, or probably excited was the word he used. But, you know, at the end of the day, it sounds like he's going to play. It sounds like he's 100%, and they need him. I mean, it was clear as day that they just could not get a good pass rush in those last 2 games that he didn't play in.
Yeah, and Carl said he can't wait to hit somebody. He's feeling pretty frisky, so I think he's ready to go. I think it's good news for the defense. I would say strongly to America, if you're going to watch that game, or if you might have a betting interest, you might want to go under. That's all from Bowl Media Day.